Hey everyone, welcome back to the ScrapbookPal YouTube channel. My name's Safia and today I'm sharing a calendar page that I made using the Spellbinders Better Press Plates. This one's called the 2025 DIY calendar. You can make a calendar for the full year if you wanted to with this. And then I got the March Daffodil because my birthday's in March, so I thought it'd be fun to make a birthday page for myself. I'm also using Lawn Fawn's small stitched rectangle, the rounded ones, because that's what I wanted to put my calendar on. So I'm just getting started here. The first thing I'm doing is I'm putting the 3 white shims that the BetterPress came with at the bottom underneath the magnetic plate. It also came with all of this paper. I'm going to use one of the white papers to cut out that stitched rectangle, and then we're going to start doing our BetterPress. So what I'm doing now is I'm just lining up the calendar how I want it on that on the page there. I was just trying to see like how this is going to fit and look on here. So I wanted the flower basically on the left hand side and then the calendar itself on the right hand side. And now we're just going to go ahead and start with the process. So the BetterPress came with this yellow tape. It's not too sticky, so it's not going to remove any of the paper from that sheet there. I'm just centering that on to the A2 area. So A2 is standard card side, and that stitched rectangle, I'm just putting it right in the middle. And now I'm just trying to place my plates where I want them. So I'm going to put the flower over on the bottom, and then the calendar to the top of that flower, because this is going to be sideways. I'm not doing it in portrait. I'm doing kind of a landscape calendar. The nice thing is there is a grid on that magnetic sheet, and the magnets just stick down once they're on there really well. They're not going to move around, and that's kind of important because you want things to be centered for your calendar. So first time here using the BetterPress ink. I actually just got this system not long ago. This is the ink it came with, and so I decided, why don't I just use this, do everything in black, and then kind of, because this ink is, it doesn't stain, so it's a pigment-based ink, and so it'll be waterproof. And so now I'm just going to take that, run it through my die cutting machine. I found that my die cutting machine wasn't really tight when this was going through. I do have an older one, a Stampin' Up! One. So I did run it through 3 times, just in case I didn't get it right there. So here it is. I think it actually turned out quite nice considering this is my first time doing it. It looks like a great little calendar page there. So I'm just going to let that dry off for a few seconds. I noticed the ink wasn't coming off, and so I just got a little bit of rubbing alcohol on a paper towel, and I'm just cleaning up that magnetic sheet and my plates that way. I'm not sure if that's safe to do. You might have a cleaner that you can use to get that ink off, but I was okay with just using my rubbing alcohol there, and some markers. So I've got a nice pressed image there, and now I'm just going to watercolor the area around the flower just to make it kind of pop. I'm just using the watercolors I have on hand here. If you don't have watercolor, you could use Crayola. You could use anything you have. If you don't have, I'll link something below that's in the ScrapbookPal store. I know they had a really nice palette before from Altenew. They might still have that. So I'm using yellow because this is a daffodil. I wanted to start with yellow. First, I just put some water, and now I'm adding the colors on top. I kind of like doing wet on wet. I think it just gets a better impression. Also with watercolor, the fewer strokes you use, the nicer that image is going to look at the end. So I added some bright yellow just to make it different up there. And then to remove the ink from there, I just dabbed it with a paper towel, and that also kind of did a nice contrast with the colors for me. So it's nice and light on the top, nice and dark on the bottom. And then I'm just using a black marker to flick some ink onto there for some splatter. And I covered the calendar part so the splatter wouldn't get onto there. So we are almost done. Now I'm just gonna do a matte for the background. This is just some paper I had in my stash. I loved how there was kind of yellow on the top and a whole bunch of colors on the bottom. I haven't seen anybody do it this way before, and so I thought it'd be fun to just put that on a mat. So I am going to put that also on a piece of white cardstock just to make it nice and thick so that when I'm displaying my calendar, it's not just so flimsy and falling over. So I am just going to put my liquid glue on there. This was super easy because it was just one layer of cardstock underneath. And then for the calendar itself, I am using some foam squares. I'm using the big ones. I usually buy the variety pack. So I get lots of small ones, lots of big ones, and then it gives you, options when you're putting something on. Putting the tiny ones on a giant area is super annoying, and so the big ones work best. Now I'm just going to center this in the middle of that card base, and I am done. This is my calendar page, guys. So what I did is I bought this little I have this. It's from the dollar store, and this is what I'm going to put my calendar on. So you can make one every month and kind of display it on your desk or something, or you can just have all of the pages sitting there. I hope you've enjoyed my project, guys. I know it was a quick one, but it is super easy. Make sure to check out the other designers on our page and be sure to subscribe to the ScrapbookPal channel. Bye!